Now, when we think about creators who put their bodies on the line for their audience in every video they upload, I have to say that food challenge videos and the creators who post that type of content give the most back to their viewers. Now, I'm not talking about the Nikocado Avocados of the world, I'm more so speaking about the Joey Chestnuts and Matt Stonies of content creation. Today on the channel, I wanted to look at the very few times Matt Stonie actually failed a food challenge video posted onto his channel. With Matt Stonie having over 500 videos between his old channel and his new channel, it was astonishing how many times Matt Stonie was able to complete a food challenge on his channel. Now, these aren't average food challenges. Usually they consist of a ton of food and a ton of calories. And within almost every video, there's a time limit where Matt has to eat all the food in front of him before that time runs out. Again, there have only been a handful of challenges in which Matt would fail by either not finishing the food in time or by being unable to finish the food at all. This could be due to a bunch of separate reasons that we'll come to find out later on in the video. But one of the first examples that we will look at was in a video titled 1620 Pocky Challenge 15,300 cals. This video was posted on the 21st of August 2018, and with Matt by this time being well established with completing challenges like this one, you may have thought to yourself that this should have been extremely easy for Matt. With a half a gallon of milk to wash down the Pocky, Matt was ready to conquer a huge amount of Pocky sticks. This challenge didn't have a time limit, but as we will come to find out, the biggest frustrations of this challenge was how painful and uncomfortable the Pocky was to eat. Multiple times throughout this video, Matt would say how the Pocky was hurting his gums and his teeth. But even after this statement, he'd continue to tackle the mountain of Pocky sitting in front of him.
Oh, and it's chewing up my mouth, man. This is a portable enemy. But I ain't quitting. I'm not leaving until I eat all this Pocky. Here we go. 30 minutes, 40 minutes out. Here, I'm finishing this Pocky. Oh.
Around the 20-minute mark of the challenge, Matt ran out of milk and started to use water instead, and he was making some really big progress on this Pocky mountain. But this is where his equipment started to turn against him. Matt would tell the viewers that the camera might die, and as soon as he said this, the camera cut out, and then he ran out of storage on his SD card. With a little under half of the Pocky mountain left to eat, Matt would state that he rage quit the challenge because of all the issues he was having behind the scenes.
God damn it, God. I'm gonna say it right now because I don't know what's gonna happen, but my battery's running out. I'm going to reset it so I don't lose this footage. But alright, we're back. I'll tell me we're gonna finish this before my battery dies.
Now, I'm sure that Matt would have been able to finish the Pocky, especially because there is no time limit, but with his camera dying and his SD card becoming full, he'd fail this challenge. But the next challenge couldn't be blamed on his equipment. This time, it was due to the insane amount of hot sauce that he'd put on top of his spaghetti mountain. Matt posted a video titled "The Spiciest Spaghetti Ever" featuring a whole bottle of Da Bomb on September 7th, 2021. During this video, Matt cooks up about 2 pounds of meat sauce and 6 pounds of spaghetti and tops it with one of the hottest sauces from the hot ones called the Bomb Sauce, which measures in at over 135,000 Scoville units. Matt pours the whole bottle over his spaghetti, and at this point, all hope is lost to actually finish the pasta. One drop of the sauce actually got on his finger, and he tried it, and it was already burning his mouth with just one drop.
Backwards. It looks like a volcano. I just got my finger. Do I should try it? Holy sh! Wow. How did that burn so much? I don't get it.
And he was about to attempt to eat yet another mountain of food covered with this extremely hot sauce. And the very first mouthful of spaghetti that he put in his mouth with the hot sauce showed how hot and how challenging this video is going to be. After just one bite, Matt had visible tears running down his face. Not only that, but during that first bite, the hot sauce went up his nose. Matt was even telling himself that the video cannot be over after just one bite. After just 3 big bites out of the spaghetti, Matt calls it quit to the challenge and calls the challenge the hottest thing he has ever eaten.
Alright, I got...
This is the hottest challenge you've done?
It feels like.
Yeah, it is?
Yeah. I feel like even in the Hellfire challenge, it's like I knew I had it. I knew I had it. This, why is it so hot? Why is it so hot? Where's Morgan?
This challenge was doomed from the start. People cry over 1 drop of that hot sauce, but he was attempting to finish a whole bottle of the bomb mixed in with the meat sauce, and it proved to be way too hot for Matt to finish, or even make a dent in. The next video though, Matt does make a dent in the food that he's eating, but it was probably the weirdest thing that he would eat on his channel. On March 18th, 2019, Matt posted a video titled 350 packs of Pop Rocks, 14,000 calories. During the start of this video, Matt speaks about how he's been gone for 5 weeks and how he wanted to come back with a really cool video idea. And in this video, he was attempting to finish a giant bowl of Pop Rocks. As soon as he started eating the Pop Rocks, you can tell that he hates the actual taste of them, but he continues to push on until he accidentally bites his tongue.
Ow, I bit my tongue.
After biting his tongue, the unthinkable will happen. Matt tried the green apple flavor of the Pop Rocks and it started to actually sting his tongue to the point where he had to completely stop eating for a few minutes until it stopped stinging.
Moving bowl. It tastes vile. I'm touching a green apple. It came up in one big chunk. Okay. Green apple, Pop Rocks. Oh, burn! It's just my tongue where I bit it.
Around the 30-minute mark, and with about a quarter of the Pop Rocks eaten, Matt has to throw in the towel. He says that the taste was extremely bad right off rip, and how it was disgusting trying to eat to the point where he got to. He'd end up spitting out the rest of the Pop Rocks in his mouth, and apologize to his viewers for not making it so far in the challenge.
This is so bad. Oh. Yeah. Oh. No way. I had 20, just under 30. Oh. Ah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sorry. There's no way. If anybody can do this challenge, I'm gonna say I'd pay him $700, but I'd just make a break even. If anybody does this challenge, I will give him forever credit. I'm not gonna encourage anybody to do this. This is disgusting. This is not the way to come back after 5 weeks of not posting a video. I wanted to come back with a strong video. I mean, the video concept was awesome. The bowl was cool. The sound and everything. Visually, I thought it was a great idea on paper, of course. But I didn't anticipate it tasting so bad.
It's good to note that the last couple of videos that I mentioned didn't even have a time limit, but this cannot be said about the most ambitious video that Matt ever filmed. Matt posted a video titled "The Challenge Epic Mealtime Failed KFC Full Menu," which was posted on July 31st, 2018. In the beginning of this video, Matt was pretty cocky, and he'd make some jokes about how Epic Mealtime attempted and failed the challenge, even though they were attempting this food challenge with 3 people.
A couple days ago, Epic Mealtime, you guys know who they are, they uploaded a video to the YouTube channel, the 10-minute entire KFC menu challenge. 3 of the guys from Epic Mealtime, 3 fully grown men, failed to eat the 5 burgers, the chicken wrap, the french fries, the sides, the 8-piece chicken, the chicken poppers, the slice of cheesecake. They failed to eat all of that in under 10 minutes. They used to be my heroes back in the day. I used to always watch the videos. The f*** me one time. You failed me. You've let me down.
But Matt Stonie was quickly humbled when he saw just how much food he'd have to consume on a time limit of just 10 minutes. Matt rattled off all the food he was going to consume.
So I didn't even know this beforehand, but I guess the menu, the KFC menu in Canada and the United States is totally different. So I had to substitute a lot of these things, but I think I got pretty equal food items. Here is the breakdown. Instead of the Big Crunch, I got what we call down here in the States, the Georgia Gold Sandwich. And instead of the spicy Big Crunch, I got the Nashville Hot. Since the Zinger, the original, and the crispy look pretty much all the same, I just got 3 crispy kernels. KFC down here does not have any wraps, so I had to go all the way to Wendy's and got a grilled chicken wrap. 8 pieces of chicken, just like they had in their video. The sides are generic, they had 3 in the video, so I went with coleslaw, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese. 3 KFC chocolate chip cookies to substitute for their strawberry cheesecake. 1 box of chicken poppers, I think it's the same. And lastly, of course, the potato wedges. What they had, a bunch of french fries. They had a pretty big plate of french fries actually in their video. It was surprisingly big compared to the rest of the stuff. But, so I didn't get 1, I got 3. I think that's fair. All in all, this is around 7,000 calories of KFC fast food menu items. Can I do this in under 10 minutes? Actually, I went into this challenge kind of cocky, but this is actually a lot of food. I'm gonna need to push to get 10 minutes. I think it's possible. I definitely think it's doable, but I can't slack off.
In about 1 minute, Matt was making quick work of the challenge. He'd quickly finished 3 sandwiches at this point and started working on the potato wedges. Around the 5-minute mark, Matt still had a ton of food left to eat, and the biggest problem he was having was with the chicken bones he was accidentally putting in his mouth, and he was struggling to separate from the actual meat. Around the 8-minute mark, he started working on the sides, but he'd have trouble keeping down the mashed potatoes. After the video was over, he'd say that the mashed potatoes were terrible. Matt failed the challenge, and even though he never said how much he had left to eat, it seemed like all he had left was gravy and a side of mac and cheese. At the end of the video, Matt said that the challenge was hard, but that he was going to try it again in a later video. When asked what he'd change the next time, Matt stated that he'd get all drums instead of breasts. During the next video that I'm going to look at, Matt doesn't have a time limit, but he'd once again find himself in an uncomfortable situation. Matt felt ambitious once again and posted a video titled Giant Sour Patch Kids Challenge x2, Extremely Sour, on the 27th of February 2020. As you may know, when you have enough sour candy, it can start to really mess up your mouth. It can make your tongue and roof of your mouth bleed, and Matt was going to attempt to eat a full bowl of these Sour Patch Kids. This was the second video he ever filmed involving Sour Patch Kids, with him finishing the bowl the first time around. But this time he was eating double the amount, which meant double the pain. Before the challenge even started, Matt looked regretful for even trying the challenge again, and even mentioned how it wasn't the biggest challenge he's ever done, with the Sour Patch Kids only coming out to around 4 pounds of food, but because they are sour, then it makes the challenge all that more difficult.
This one's gonna be brutal. Each of these boxes contains 1.9 pounds of Sour Patch Kids candy and is advertised as a fat-free food. So all in all, today's challenge is about 4 pounds of sour gummy candy, 6,300 calories, and north of 770 individual Sour Patch Kids.
At the 13-minute mark of the challenge, Matt's tongue starts to bleed due to the sourness of the candy. But right before this, Matt was saying how he felt like he could actually finish the challenge. He mentioned that after taking a break from eating, that it would hurt even worse once he'd start to eat again.
Do it. All right, 13:30. Let's keep going.
At the 20-minute mark, Matt had to stop eating because of how badly his tongue was bleeding and stinging. At the end of the video, Matt would say this.
I don't think anyone was.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Hey, you did more than you did last time.
I should have just done one bag. I'm an idiot. All right. Damn. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the challenge. My tongue is still red. I'm just looking at the viewfinder. Did my best. Not that much left. I did count them up. It was like 194 left out of 672. So by number guesstimation, ate roughly a little less than a quarter, 28% left. So but you know, it doesn't matter. A fail is a fail. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish the Sour Patch Kid challenge today.
This was one of the most painful challenges Matt had done up to this point. But during this next video, Matt exchanges extremely sour for extremely sweet. During a video titled Massive Cookie Bowl with Ice Cream, 23,000 plus calories, that was posted on July 31st, 2014, Matt attempted to eat a huge bowl made out of cookie that was filled way past the top with ice cream. One thing I think about even before the video starts is how much brain freeze he will more than likely get throughout the video. In the beginning of the video, Matt makes a giant cookie bowl, which was about 9 pounds and almost 19,000 calories. It was extremely dense and took a long time to cook. He'd fill it with a gallon of ice cream, which made the entire meal almost 24,000 calories. Before Matt even started to eat the food, he mentioned how the cookie and the ice cream together were 15% of his body weight. At around the 8-minute mark, Matt was killing it. It didn't even seem like he was getting full, and for him, well, he probably felt like it was a cakewalk. But the cookie was proving to be the hardest part of this dish. With the cookie being so dense and thick, it was filling up Matt's stomach faster than he may have thought. At around the 21-minute mark, Matt started to feel it, and it looked like every bite he took, it was getting harder and harder for him to continue. At the 30-minute mark, Matt started to say that he was getting tired, and this could have been because of the insane amount of sugar that he was now crashing from. But he'd continue on and finish the ice cream, but he was left with the hardest part, which was the cookie bowl, which he was unable to finish. At the 50-minute mark, Matt stops eating the cookie, and with a big chunk still left to eat, it was probably for the best. During that 20-minute stretch from 30 minutes to 50 minutes, Matt was eating slower and slower and was constantly saying how tired he was getting and how finishing the cookie bowl wouldn't be worth it. At the end of the video, he looked like he was in physical pain, even struggling to laugh at the jokes that were being said behind the camera. This seemed like it should have been a cakewalk, with it only including 2 things to eat. Now obviously I mean that this would be easy for someone like Matt Stonie, not some random person on the street who has never ate something so dense to this degree, but the cookie was so thick and filled with so many calories that it left no room in Matt's stomach to actually finish it, leaving Matt to fail the challenge with a chunk of cookie left over. Again, out of the over 500 videos posted to Matt's new and old channel, there haven't been that many times where he has actually failed a challenge. Today I showed you a few videos where he came very close to beating the challenge but actually failed. Matt Stonie and other creators in that niche deserve a lot of respect. It's pretty unthinkable how much these creators can eat or how quickly they can eat without actually getting sick or quitting extremely fast. From eating Pop Rocks to literally destroying his tongue with eating Sour Patch Kids, Matt Stonie deserves all the flowers, and with almost 16 million subscribers, I think people respect him as well. Now, have you ever watched any of these videos or this style of video? Let me know in the comments below, and also send me recommendations for other creators to look at. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to help us get to the goal of 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year. You can also follow me on social media. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the comments below. And you can also join the Discord as well. I'll leave a link to that in the comments below too. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. The $19 Fortnite card meme is one of the most recognizable memes on the internet, but internet fame and recognition does not always translate to fame and fortune in the real world. This is the story of how Mr. BlockU's life was completely destroyed after his most famous meme. But how did Mr. BlockU go from making funny TikTok videos to being relentless?